Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to the Wrestling Junkeez podcast. I am Keto Case alongside with Jaern, the Golden Sun, and Brocstarr. Do yourselves a favor and follow the Junkies.
Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkeez podcast. We are in episode 4 now. I am with Keto Case and Jaern, the Golden Sun.
Woo!
Episode 4.
Woo!
4 Horsemen. Woo!
Woo!
We got a lot to talk about. As we always say every single week. However, this is a big week, guys. This is a huge thing.
Yes.
We had some 2 big debuts last night. We had the return of the one and only CM Punk. Let's just jump right into it. Let's not even wait. I never thought in a million years CM Punk would be back in a WWE ring.
I was doing Joey Styles. What the fuck? What?
I saw a lot of reactions like that online a lot this morning. That was fun to look at, dude. And, like, all the different... I mean, people at the end felt like in the stadium that something might happen. So, like, a few people got themselves on camera, filming themselves just at the end like that. Because, like, everyone had a feeling, you know? Me too. But I didn't freak out like that.
Yeah.
I was just, like... Because I stood up. I was getting ready to leave my brother's house just as soon as the show was over. And then he started to freak out like that. And once the graphic came up, I was like, no way. I thought they were still trolling everyone. I was like, nuh-uh. This isn't happening. Yeah. Just that was pretty crazy to see him on their television again.
Yeah. It's like, wow. It was like a overwhelming feeling to see CM Punk in a WWE program again. Whoa. His cult of personality kicks. He's looking pretty cool. I mean, he's looking older, but still looks
with
cool.
more hair. He's grown out a little bit of hair.
Yeah.
Randy Orton looks good. I mean, 2 comebacks in one night.
Oh, man. Randy Orton, he's like
Randy Orton's
never aging.
His physique is incredible now. I mean, he is rivaling. If you watch that match, when he squared up with Drew McIntyre, he was almost rivaling Drew McIntyre in size. And I was like, holy shit, this guy got huge.
You see that RKO from the top, the spotlight?
RKO was sweet.
On JD? They sacrificed JD. That was so sick, bro.
Yeah, dude, that was a great Survivor Series. I mean, we were just saying right now, like, on paper, it's recorded, like, most views. It was sold out, like, supposedly the best Survivor Series of all time.
And the matches were good.
I think I read something like 250 million views.
Damn.
In just 3 hours.
Yeah, man.
Just because of CM Punk. That's
they
insane.
Swerved everyone.
I was definitely swerved, and I'm happy I was swerved. I was telling my buddy Chubby last night, you know, I was like, hey, CM Punk debuted. I never thought he would come back for the life of me. He's like, I could have told you he was going to come back. And I said, honestly, I did not know. With all the teases that was going on, I honestly thought it was just to throw us off for Randy Orton coming back. And then once they said Randy Orton's coming back, I was like, okay, well, there's a surprise. CM Punk's not coming. We're getting Randy Orton. Forget about all the teases. It was just red herrings. But seeing CM Punk come back, it wasn't a big deal to me, I guess, because of the AEW run. I saw him come back in AEW. I marked out when he came with the ROH theme and the ROH gear, but I think that AEW run soured me on CM Punk as a whole. Because while it was a cool moment to see CM Punk back on WWE TV, it didn't do that much for me. I didn't mark out. I didn't go crazy. It was just kind of like surreal. Like, oh, he's back. And it's now under Triple H's control. You know, Vince McMahon had nothing to do with this at all. So we'll see how it goes.
And a lot of people hate him in WWE.
He's already gotten some people who are a little pissed off.
Like, what's up with that? Like, I want to get to it right now. What's up with that Seth Rollins? Was that real or was that a work?
Nah, that was a work. It had to be a work.
It's a work shoot for sure.
It was a
Yeah.
good workshoot because I was like interested, scouring the internet, trying to find like what the fuck, why is he cussing out?
Do you
they even had
honestly, if it was a
sorry.
shoot, you really think that a guy like Michael Cole could hold back Seth Rollins from going after him if he wanted to?
I love how
Like,
That's very true.
they had the least amount of people holding back Seth Rollins. It was Michael Cole, Corey Graves, a trainer, and a referee.
But it was cool because like, the way that everyone was holding him back, and all the other wrestlers just had a match, and they're just standing around like breaking character.
Yeah, they're all,
it was cool.
Yeah, breaking character. Like
even Ripley
confused.
was breaking character. Like she was flipping off CM Punk.
I saw that.
She was caught like doing a little middle finger to him. It's what is Seth Rollins gonna go up the aisle and punch CM Punk?
Yeah.
No.
Rollins is a professional. They're going to work together. I don't foresee Punk having the issues he had in AEW, in WWE.
There was a meme on the internet I saw. They showed Damian Priest's face when they said that they had like a sad face. It's like, this is what he felt. This is his face when CM Punk's music first hit, because his run for a title is gone now.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's so many people that he's just going to jump over. It's going to be kind of sad, dude. I mean, so Drew's probably losing his title match. Orton's probably won't be getting a title match. Let's see.
Everyone. Maybe
yeah. Damien's probably not getting the title match now. You know Punk's getting a title match before any of these guys.
LA Knight is going to be put to the side.
But then also, these are all potential matchups.
Yes. I think now Shinsuke is making sense. He might be fighting Punk.
So I thought about that. The whole thing is nobody knew, not even management knew Punk was coming in. They had an idea, but nothing was set in stone until as of yesterday, before the show.
It was like real.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, okay, Shinsuke, we're going to have you do all these cryptic promos, and it's going to lead up to CM Punk eventually.
Exactly. And apparently all those hints, too, they were dropping were meaningless. They weren't in talks. Like, there was nothing happening at that time. It was all real last minute, and whoever called who, there was a mutual understanding there, man. They feel that they've all moved on. I think it'll be a good run. I'm hoping, because he has like a chip on his shoulder, and maybe he'll wrestle differently than he wrestled in AEW, that he doesn't get injured. He got injured a lot over there.
Yeah.
I think it'll be...
There's a lot of feuds for Punk. Many stories to be told.
Yeah. Let's hope it's not on a full-time basis, because when he was on a full-time basis in AEW, we see what happened. He hurt himself. I think he had 2 years in AEW, and he was there for maybe 6 to 8 months out of those 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that would suck.
I think the management's going to control that. I think management now with Endeavor is going to control that. You'll just see him in the Prime pay-per-views and on TV.
But how are they going to control his wrestling style? I guess they could just have him work the WWE style.
Oh, yeah, he's good at that.
If he is on that full-time schedule, though, we see what happens when he's on a full-time schedule. And it's not like he changed his style in AEW. He still worked the same style. So is it a case of he's just too old and he can't do this full-time run anymore? That's what I'm worried about.
One of the times he got injured, him jumping into the crowd, like after he won the title? Right. So
yes.
He didn't do that last night. As long as he doesn't do that shit.
So I was telling Casey, I got home super late last night, so I literally watched most of the women's WarGames match, and I just skipped straight to the men's WarGames match because it was really late, and I just really wanted to get through those two main matches.
Oh, you missed out. Ripley against Starks was good.
Was it good? I heard it was just kind of a mediocre match. I heard it was decent, but it wasn't anything special.
It showed signs of Stark could actually go. She can go, dude. She'll have that strap on her sooner or later.
We were just discussing Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark. How Ernest said that was a pretty good match. I asked him if Zoe Stark is going to be the one to beat Ripley for that belt.
In the future?
She could be, but yeah, in the future, I think she could
still
be.
needs to develop her character,
but
I feel.
yeah, she did the pain. Hey, Ripley's makeup was found point.
Yeah, man.
She looked hot.
She's such a superstar. There's such an anticipation of what she's gonna wear and look. She's had a different hairstyle every time she goes out there, and they've all been. No, but I think what's her face put on a good outing. She did well for herself. The crowd didn't really respond to her.
It was her first singles pay-per-view too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's a big spot to be in, and let's just hope she continues to prove herself and doesn't flounder and like go back to the tag team scene or whatever.
Yeah, the valet scene that she came out of with Trish.
Right, exactly. Because I don't think that did too much for her. But
and then the Legato match was good too with Santos.
Oh, Dragon Lee.
You know, I'm a little upset about that. I'm a little upset that I don't know why they did that whole swerve.
Oh yeah,
because it was supposed to be Carlito.
They just did last second switch. I think they just trusted Dragon Lee more than Carlito to work with Santos.
That's odd, considering how much of a veteran Carlito is.
It started to pick up.
Yeah, it is.
It started to pick up towards the end, the match, but then it felt like as soon as it started to pick up, it ended.
They ended it. Yeah. Yeah. They have to build on that. They have to build the chemistry with Dragon Lee and Santos. But they're both good workers, man. I see a more improvement in the storyline between them. I mean, I think Dragon Lee is gonna get the rocket booster to the top now. It looks like they're gonna give him the Rey Mysterio, rub. And I think it benefits him more. Like Carlito's kind of over already. He's a veteran. It would have been a good match. You know me, I like NXT guys, so I enjoyed seeing that. But yeah, like you said, the crowd wasn't.
I think Santos still needs to go against Carlito and Rey. Those matches will still mean more.
Yeah, unless you're gonna make Dragon Lee part of the LWO.
Yeah, did you say?
I think that's probably what they're going to end up going with. Did you say he was
Filipino last time or no?
No, that's not him. It's DJ Zima, one of the tag teams of Legado from LWO.
Okay, I misunderstood.
It's Joaquin Wilde.
Yeah, Joaquin Wilde. He's a kababayan.
Yeah, he's not Hispanic at all. He's
not
never
at
played
all.
Hispanic.
He's rocking LWO colors. They can even do a Filipino World Order, bro. They have fucking Shotzi, Bautista.
Yeah,
TJ
every ethnicity is going to get a world order
anytime.
Everyone gets a world order.
Yeah. Every culture gets a world order.
And then once the European,
they got to bring back the BWO, the Blue World Order.
Yeah, blue. Oh, that was Blue Meanie, Stevie Richards, and Nova, right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like his Simon Dean character back in the day when he was in the Ruthless Aggression era? Anyone remember him?
I did not like the Simon Dean character at the time. Looking back now, it was probably some of his best character work.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was such an annoying character, and he does such a good job. And
fuck
yeah.
I hated it. I was like, man, this guy's so annoying. Why doesn't he just go back to Supernova? No, I think that gimmick was just too ahead of a time.
Yeah.
The crowd just wasn't into it at the time, and the way they presented it as just a typical whiny, cheating heel, and he got beat up by everybody. It's not like he got any offense or anything.
He was still good on air TV though. It was still worth throwing on. Yeah.
Right to Censor was way ahead of his time too, and it should have been way more over.
The best part is because it was Val Venus and
he sold it. It just goes to show. Yeah, he's professional. He sold the character. It's such a WWE character. But speaking of like heel work, Brock, you didn't see the Miz and the Gunther match, right? Did you, Ernest?
I did not.
What did you think about the match? Can we talk about it?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, he gave Miz a good run with Gunther. I think They gave him little pops in it, like,
He
he kicked
almost
ass,
won the title. I was
but
doing a heel fucking move.
yeah,
So he's still working like a heel.
yeah,
That would go against what the old timer. That's like you don't do that. If you're a baby face, you don't act like that. But they've broken all the rules over the years, which I think is cool. But yeah, I think it was a decent.
Miz has always been a cheater.
Yeah, totally.
Times have changed. There's no black and white baby face heel anymore.
No.
Everyone
Look
has
at MJF. He's a natural heel, but he became the biggest baby face in their company, just like overnight.
And he really hasn't changed anything.
Yeah,
honestly.
He's still a heel. He still has attitude.
He still cheats. He still makes fun of fans in towns that he doesn't care about. He still clowns on other wrestlers. He even says himself, "I'm a scumbag."
Yeah. That's part of his gimmick. But he's still old school in a way where he's all about the character and storyline, and he kind of shits all over the vibes, Dave Meltzer type of shit. He's always cut a few promos like kind of bashing the crowd in that way, right? And that promo where he called Tony Khan a mark.
Yeah. He always calls Tony Khan a mark.
Shit. By the way,
because TK is
how's he doing, man? He probably had a fucking panic attack last night. His mom had to console him.
Oh man! First he lost Cody.
Jade.
Now Punk is gone. And Jade.
That looks bad.
They're losing their stars. Dude, WWE is like literally picking them apart one by one.
WWE is starting to come back.
I thought the Will Ospreay signing wasn't that big because he's already been on their television.
No. Yeah, they're not good with like presenting their wrestlers in AEW. They just throw them on like whatever. No build up or
match.
Nothing.
I still don't know what the Bucks character is. I mean, I know they're very talented and they have great matches, but that's what their character is. It's just watch. We're gonna have a great match. And there's gonna be all these tricky moves, and they're just they're brothers from Rancho Cucamonga with long hair, and they're kind of goofy.
Yeah, pretty much. What about that women's WarGames?
I think that was match of the night.
Fuck
that was way better than the men's match.
You guys thought it was better than the men's match?
I do.
Yes.
I think there was
women kicked ass, bro.
Io did the dumpster off the cage again.
Yeah. That's her shit, dude.
But our predictions were completely wrong.
They were so off. We got our predictions way wrong.
Yeah.
Bayley took the pin. We thought Shotzi was taking that pin for sure. I'm surprised the baby faces even won. I didn't see that happen.
Shotzi put in a decent outing, I felt.
Yeah, she held it down. She wasn't the sacrificial lamb that we thought she was going to be.
I mean, she's still off in terms of stardom, but she was thrown in that spot, and I think she did very well for herself. And we'll see where she goes with her character. Yeah. She's like this insane Harley Quinn type character.
A Filipina Harley Quinn type.
Yeah, totally. But cool. The WarGames match, I prefer 4-on-4, and I think even just more compared to the men's match. I thought 5-on-5. It's not too bad, but compared to the two, I think 4-on-4 is kind of better. It's a good amount of people with both rings.
Yeah. I like it like that. 4-on-4 is the traditional.
You guys surprised Bayley didn't get kicked out, but I don't know if you guys watched that video afterwards in the back. It's an exclusive. She was doing the promo in the back, and she kind of hinted that the team left her. Not necessarily kicked her out or anything, but, she was saying, I'm sad. The match was tough. I don't know where to go from here. And then she said, hey, maybe you can find my teammates for me. So it's why doesn't she know where her team is? Didn't they all go to the back together after the match? So they're still teasing it. It's going to happen eventually.
Either on Friday
like the
or probably a few weeks after that, leading into the next pay-per-view or PLE.
I like the intro they had where they were all wearing
Yeah,
Oscar
that
masks.
was
It
badass
was cool.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, oh shit, they're like all standing in solidarity together, like all rocking that one mask. It was
Asuka
so cool.
dances like she's like at a club or some shit, just like tripping, like feel really like on one, feeling the music.
Yeah.
That fits well with like her character, with like her face paint and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great match, and in my opinion, with like Shotzi, her performance, what's her face off the cage with the moonsault, Flair, yeah,
Oh, Charlotte.
that being her and Cody's first WarGames match, you know.
See, I never even thought about it that way, how you just put it. We just literally, we had a Flair and a Rhodes in WarGames matches.
Oh, yeah,
Think about
dude.
that, guys. When is the last time you had a Flair and a Rhodes in a WarGames match? Or any match together,
Yeah,
for that matter?
that's huge. That's going to be like late 80s or some shit, right?
Now, I know obviously they weren't in a match together. I get it. You know, I just said they didn't any match together. But a Flair and a Rhodes. We have a Flair and a Rhodes on the WWE roster again, guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And both like,
and they're both
top of their level. Yeah, top of their class,
of
man.
the game.
Top level, top notch.
Like Charlotte is like GOAT. And she doesn't even need to do all those moonsault shit, and she's still doing it. Like, goddamn.
Right.
That's like a Mick Foley epic moment, you know, like how Mick Foley was idolizing Jimmy Snuka doing his move. People are gonna look at that moonsault off the top of the cage like an epic moment, bro. That's gonna. If they had those NFTs, that should be an NFT moment right there. That moonsault. Yeah, that's an idea, guys. NFT that bitch.
Tables. When they were chanting for tables for the longest time, they would boo.
They didn't get
Oh
tables.
man, they just wouldn't give it to them. They kept booing every time they wouldn't get the tables. That was funny.
I love the Chicago crowd, man. They're always hot for wrestling.
Yeah.
They're always hot for WWE, and obviously hot for Punk.
Yeah, they're part of the program, dude. Like these hot ass crowds make WWE what it is.
Well, that's the best thing about pro wrestling in general, I feel.
Yeah.
The live experience.
Hot crowds,
totally.
man. Yeah. If you're a hot city, props to you, dude. You know, like I love you guys to death. I wish WWE never leaves you guys, and you guys are always playing in those damn cities because you give me goosebumps when you perform because it's like the shit that they do. It's amazing. Just the whole table thing. They're so comical. Every time the wrestlers didn't come through with it, you just heard a big, large boo.
I love
awesome,
the
man.
"you fucked up" chants. Those are great. You got to get back on your game. But yeah, man, they create experiences to the talent and the crowd together. Experiences that you go back at, you go back and look at, and you cry. You shed a tear because of how loud and emotional it was.
Yeah, goosebumps, man. I'm telling you, like the crowds, like that, the pop that people did going back to the Punk shit. I've got chills.
Yeah. So compared to his AEW return, like what was bigger? What was more shocking? What means more?
To me, the AEW debut was more shocking. Okay. Like I said, I think seeing Punk in AEW over the past 2 years, it wasn't as big of a deal because I've seen him. I know Punk is back. I've seen him wrestle. Saw what he did in AEW, so it wasn't a huge deal. Like, oh my God, CM Punk is back.
He was coming back.
It was cool to see him back.
You knew he was coming back too, though.
Yeah, but still, it was a cool thing to see because you hadn't seen a CM Punk in
That's what was good about the AEW one. It was like that. Oh my God, he's back in a ring. You know, like that feeling that. Like, we thought we would never see Punk in a wrestling ring again, and he was actually walking down the aisle again.
That's what it was.
Amazing on the AEW part. But that's it. After that, it was like...
Yeah, I mean, the crowd was awesome. It was awesome to see CM Punk back in a wrestling ring, on wrestling program. Anytime he was in Chicago, they had to throw on the Chicago shows. I don't know how many Chicago shows. They did like back-to-back Chicago shows. I don't think it was to help get him over. He's already over. They just knew the Chicago crowds would be the biggest crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's why it wasn't as big of a deal for me personally in WWE, because he's back. He's already been back. I've seen him wrestle. We knew he was going somewhere. He's not going to just stay away from wrestling after coming back for 2 years. He's got that bug again. So he wants to continue wrestling. It was just a matter of where is he going to go. Is he going to TNA or is he going to WWE?
You know what we have to thank to get CM Punk back? Thank you, Mr. Perry.
I would say Hangman. Hangman Adam Page.
Wow.
He's the one who started everything. He went into business for himself.
That's true.
He's the one who went into business for himself.
That too. But the one that broke the camel's back is Mr. Perry.
Well, Perry.
I feel like he had a honeymoon period in AEW. And then after he won the title, didn't he get injured right away for the first time? So he had to like relinquish it, right? He never had like a true run where he won the title and like defended it for a long time after. There was always these like pit stops and shit.
And then they were gonna try that whole like real world champion.
Gig. That one is definitely Jack Perry's fault.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Who knows where they were going with that. But I think
would have been
I think
interesting.
the AEW one like was like I think the WWE one is more shocking just because of the podcast he was on and how he buried them, and just I know he had been back and he has that bug, and it was just a matter of like who he's gonna go back to. But yeah, I mean it's just crazy how the stars align perfectly. How his like no compete clause was up. They're having Survivor Series in Chicago. It's just like what slot are they gonna put him in to come back? And that's like a huge Triple H thing to do, right? To like show the graphic at the end and make you fool you like it's over, and then all of a sudden someone comes back. They did that with Bray Wyatt when he came back a year ago.
I always like when they do that. They put up the ending graphic, and then, bam, there's your surprise.
I thought, honestly, even when he came out, I didn't think it was him. I thought they were still trolling because I was like, it was like far away. Not until they zoomed in close. I was like, oh my god, that's actually him. But I still wasn't like popping huge. I was super quiet, just soaking it all in. Because I had pictured that in my head for weeks, actually. Because at first I was convinced, oh no, he's definitely coming in for sure. And then I was like 100% convinced, probably for the last 2 weeks, that it's not happening. And for it to play out during the night the way it did, you weren't sure if Randy Orton was going to come back. So they were kind of teasing that too. Like, CM Punk may be the replacement for Orton.
That never even crossed my mind because I was fully convinced Punk wasn't coming back.
Right.
I was like, there's no chance he's coming back. I don't care if it's in Chicago. They're going to end it. Maybe Orton turns on Cody.
Dude, no, fucking, I thought...
Because Orton has a habit, Orton has a habit of turning on people.
Ryback was going to fucking come out and replace.
Oh, God. Fucking Ryback. You guy's a joke.
Stop with Ryback.
Tries to get so much attention every time. Oh, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to retire. If this happens, I'm going to retire. You know how many polls he's put up on his Twitter page asking fans, should I retire, go to personal training, or go back to wrestling? And almost everybody votes retires. And he's just like, I'm not retiring. That's rigged. The poll is fake. So then he does that whole, if CM Punk returns tomorrow night, I'm retiring. CM Punk returns, he goes, I was talking about AEW, not WWE. Come on, Ryback. Just such a troll, dude. Anything to get attention.
He's kept himself. He's doing that fucking feed me more gimmick on his own. Like he sells supplements and shit, whatever the fuck he does.
Oh, with his hot-ass girlfriend or wife?
Yeah, so he's figuring something out. I guess that was completely his character in WWE, right? He came up with it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Feed me whore. That's my gimmick.
But yeah, I think that's what I love about pro wrestling is the shock, surprises, the returns, the switching of companies, the debuts and shit, those loud pops.
It's the feuds, man. We're gonna see what CM Punk's gonna get into. I'm excited for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, they're gonna start with fucking Seth Rollins. Probably do like Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Who knows?
I think there's a pipe bomb from Seth Rollins in Monday Night's promo.
I think Punk,
the cancer
comes out to open the show because they're still in Chicago. That's the first. I think that's the first thing you see on Raw. He comes out, he starts talking, he shoots on AEW and his experience. He pours his soul out. Then Seth Rollins' music hits, and like he storms to the ring. Michael Cole had everyone. There's like a big scene again. He gets in the ring. They have to stop him, and then he's like yelling and screaming, and somehow he gets his hands on a microphone, and he just starts talking all this bullshit like no one wants you here. This is some dream scenario that just came up.
Yep. You cancer.
But I hope something huge happens, man.
Seth Rollins here to kill. He's here to kill the cancer.
Yeah. I mean, Drew too, man. Drew stormed off before Punk came out. So, there's rumors surrounding him.
Well, there's rumors surrounding that's legit heat, and there's also rumors saying it's work. I haven't seen the video, but supposedly there's video out of one of the referees actually signaling to Drew McIntyre. Yeah. So I don't know if that's a referee telling him get the fuck out of the frame, or if it's a referee telling him, "Hey, now's your time to go storm off and do your thing." I don't know.
You haven't I haven't agreed to a new contract, and you bring this cancer into this company. How dare you?
Yeah. Well, I thought he did re-sign, and that's the whole reason he's coming on this run now. It's because he did re-sign.
That's why. So it has to be work.
But he hasn't come up with his deal expires after WrestleMania.
And that's what everyone's saying in the back right now, dude. Like because of Endeavor signing, that there's a lot of more swerves and works inside this, in the back of the locker rooms that they don't know what's going to go on. Even the wrestlers don't know what's going on. Like the CM Punk thing was very shocking, supposedly. Like the Ripleys and Seth Rollins, they didn't get the heads up that he was getting signed, so they had those real natural reactions.
I heard they were told before the match.
Those weren't. Yeah, they were told before the match. Everybody in that match was told beforehand that CM Punk is coming back in your match. Now the rest of the roster, I guarantee, weren't told. Yeah, I'm sure it was just Triple H, whoever was in the truck, the agents, and whoever's in that match. They all needed to know.
Ripley looked disappointed as fuck.
I saw a video on YouTube from a fan that was in the audience that was facing the entranceway, and they had a pretty good vision of everything. And as soon as Punk's music hits, you see Rollins starts free. First he looks at the entrance, and then within few seconds, not right away, he starts throwing a tantrum and walking back and forth. His hands are up. He's yelling and screaming.
Yeah, you see Sami Zayn talking him down.
Yeah.
Before he goes out of the cage.
So he's good at what he does. I think there's definitely real feelings there. And I feel that they'll be able to do what AEW wasn't, use that real shit in an angle and make some money out of it. I think they'll be able to control his. He doesn't have the same chances of getting into physical confrontations, I don't think, in WWE today as he did in AEW.
Punk has to be a good boy because I think the odds are stacked against him in the back with the boys.
Yeah, he's definitely got to do some work to get his name back there to a good reputation.
Remember, he showed up
because the boys don't like him. He showed
up to a Raw or SmackDown, last year or something? It was in Chicago?
Yeah, it's not that everybody hates him. I think a lot of the new talent they don't have any harbored feelings for him.
Right.
They never worked with him. And he's really good with the new talent, I've heard. All the young stars, he looks out for the young talent. It's just all these guys that are veterans, that are established. He seems to have issues with these guys. And I don't know why. I guess it's just the ego and the they just butt heads.
And KO, they have shit together. They have a previous together.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
Roman
about that.
Reigns. Remember Punk talking
And
bad
then
about
Roman, I
Roman.
think, said some shit
Did
about
he?
Punk too. Yeah.
Yeah, because Seth and the Shield don't like
But
Punk.
he started the Shield.
Remember?
You remember?
Yeah, but Punk wanted to bury them too, though, because he wanted to make them look like lackeys. But they kind of overgrew Punk.
Yeah, in storyline and kayfabe, and they were the reason. Like, he was the reason they were on the main roster. They were like protecting the WWE title, protecting Punk, which is interesting.
Yep.
There's a lot of matches.
We'll see, man. I mean, a lot of matches. Hey, what about the what about Punk being the one to take Roman down?
I think that's still Cody.
Has to be Cody, man.
Would you like that though? What if Punk had a
No. I'd be really disappointed in that decision because that would be all for nothing for Cody. That entire bloodline storyline, Cody coming back, he needs to win that belt. That needs to be
right. That's the WrestleMania.
That's the championship he never won that he should have. That's the whole point of him coming back. He needs to win. He doesn't need to win the world title. It's a new title. It's got barely any lineage. It's just the lineage of like the big gold from when Triple H won it. So there's only a little bit of lineage with that. That Undisputed still has all the lineage of the old titles. So that's the belt that Cody needs to win.
I think the storyline with Punk, he'll go for the world title and he'll say he left a company where he never lost a world title, and he'll be like, Seth, I don't consider you a real world champion. I don't care whether you have that. I don't care if you wear that belt around your waist. I'm a real world champion. Hopefully, there's like good fucking promos.
I don't care if
good promos and angles
that
make you feel like it's real.
Punk is gonna be presented better in WWE than he was in AEW. Just for the main fact of the production alone is gonna make him look better. But also on the point that Casey brought up of, he's gonna be forced to play ball. He doesn't have a Tony Khan anymore that he can push around. He's got to deal with Triple H now. Triple H is not going to be a pushover. Triple H isn't going to back down and say, I'll do what you want. I want you as my star. I don't want to make you upset. No, Triple H is going to be like, no, dude, this is what we're doing. You're the play ball or get lost. I'll send you back to NXT if I want.
Yeah. He's got to make a pit stop in NXT.
Fuck yeah.
And,
so I think Punk is definitely. I think the minute he tries anything, he's going to be sorely mistaken in a WWE environment. You
got to realize, like Tony Khan and AEW and the Elite, and I was thinking about the Bucks right now. Like that's part of what their gimmick is too. Is like they're named. The company is like named after their little group. The Elite Championship Wrestling.
Yeah.
Like Tony Khan is such a fucking mark. He can't be a good booker because he has that bias and he wants to be liked. He's a fan of everyone. He can't be a fan.
He just wants to be a fan.
Be a fan exactly.
I'm not.
So I'm just interested to like. I hope the company doesn't like fail, obviously, but it's interesting to know in what direction they go in and how long they do fucking last ultimately.
I've heard, I don't want to drop any names or anything, but I have heard that a lot of people are just kind of miserable in AEW. And it's a shit show compared to WWE. Talent-wise, it's unorganized. A lot of people are mad that they're stuck in their contracts for so long. They really wanted this. They really wanted AEW to be something different. And it's just kind of conformed to a standard wrestling company. And Tony Khan, like we were just saying, is just a fan. He's not having any backbone and he's not consistent with his stuff. Yeah. He's got some consistency going on. And when he does good shit, it's good shit. When he hits, it hits. but it's just not consistent enough. He's got
No.
maybe 2 or 3 good storylines going on,
Not
and
enough
the rest
hits,
is
man.
just random.
A
Yeah.
lot of misses. They have a lot of misses in AEW. Not enough hits. There's too much scissoring going on over there.
Daddy ass with his. Hey man, I heard. What's his face? The dude who lost to MJF the other day, fucking Jay White. He's angry at his booking because the whole match made him look weak.
Well, yeah, he lost to fucking MJF on one good leg.
with help from the Gun Boys. See, they tried to help him.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a good representation of his skills. So
Yeah, Jay White, he's bound to go WWE and rejuvenate his career.
I think after this AEW run, we'll see him in WWE. It's probably a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
It's either a 3 or 5 year deal. That seems to be the standard with AEW.
I think by the time MJF is ready to go WWE, you'll see like a Jay White joining with him.
You might be right because MJF is probably resigning. I don't think he's going WWE yet. Especially with all these guys coming in. He would be overshadowed by Punk, by Orton,
MJF
by Cody.
is going to come on 1 year where he's the focal point for the WrestleMania.
Yeah, they've got to make him the big deal.
MJF is having a movie. Remember, he's coming out of that Claw movie.
About the Von
Erichs. So he's bound to be on a higher platform after that movie comes out. So
yeah, I think after this next run he has with AEW, he'll be WWE bound if he signs a new contract, which I still think he's going to. I don't think I can't see them putting this much effort into the storyline with MJF and then just dropping it all after he loses the title and goes to another company. I don't really see that happening. I can't see that they would put that much effort into it, knowing that he's going to leave come the first of the year.
And you know what? Talk about MJF. You went to go watch some indie wrestling yourself last night with the Hammerstein guy, right?
I did. I got to see Alexander Hammerstone wrestle. It's the 3rd time I've seen him wrestle now.
Alexander Hammerstein. What's his gimmick?
Hammerstone. Yeah. That's the guy we were talking about last week. That was
right.
That's MJF's old partner.
Yeah, you should check him out, Casey. He's jacked. Yeah.
Shout out to that promotion. Most of those wrestlers were liking our shit. They even followed us on our Instagram.
Brocstarr Alliance, yeah. I got Chris Evans to follow us. I got Fallen Grey to follow us. That was actually her second match. I found out. Chris Evans is a trainer. He's the guy that trained Chubby Dup as well. I didn't even know that was going to be her match. I didn't know she was debuting. Saw her come out. I was like, oh, that's cool. She came out in this moment. She had these big ass wings on the back of her because her whole gimmick is she's fallen angel from the heavens. So I thought it was pretty good for her second match. I told her, I was like, hey, that was pretty good. I thought you guys had good chemistry. Yeah, so she did pretty good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then the end of that night, so you guys have seen the video. That botch at the very end was brutal.
Yeah.
That was brutal. I saw the referees were scrambling. They were so scared. Like, fuck, what do we do?
He just jumped too high, right? Because he caught the thing coming down.
His foot caught the rope coming down. He was too close to that rope.
Yeah.
He did. They actually won the belts like that. I told him after the match because they were going around ringside and talking to all the fans and writing autographs. I was like, "Hey, bro, that was a cool match, except that ending, huh?" He's like, "Oh, bro, I know, I was fucked up." I'm like, "Hey, but at least you guys made it work."
Yeah, they're professionals, man. I'm sure that probably happens all the time. Or some version of a botch that's kind of on a scale like that. It happens in pro wrestling, you know. You gotta be prepared for that.
So I want to move into a little bit of AEW discussion, guys. They've got something interesting going on. So AEW has, I know, typical. They have another tournament, guys. Wow.
Wow.
So there's a little something different with this tournament, though. It's kind of like a New Japan style tournament. It's a round robin tournament. They have 2 blocks, 6 wrestlers per block. Each guy is going to fight each other within the tournament of their bracket. So in the blue group, you've got Andrade, you've got Bryan Danielson, you got Brody King, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, and Eddie Kingston. And the other side of the groups, you have Jay Lethal, Jay White, Moxley, Mark Briscoe, Roosh, and Swerve Strickland. So within their group, all of these guys will fight each other at least once. And it's a little different with this tournament. There's no outside interference. Nobody can come to the ring. There's no seconds. So Jay White can't bring the Bullet Club with him, and they can't stay at ringside. They got to go. It's 20-minute time limits per match. If you win the match, you get 3 points. If the match ends in a draw, it's 1 point per person. Ends anywhere else, count out, DQ, anything, 0 points. Now, the whole premise of this tournament is they're creating a new title. This tournament is called the Continental Classic Tournament. They're creating a continental title. But what they're doing with this title is Eddie Kingston is putting up both the ROH World title and the New Japan Strong title she has. And the winner of the tournament is going to win these belts, and they're going to be merged with the Continental title into a brand new Triple Crown Championship. Wow. So for the first time in years, since like NWA days, since Territory days, we're getting an American Triple Crown title. So this title is going to be represented by AEW, ROH, and New Japan.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
And I'm fully expecting this to be the Swerves, because I don't think they're going to give him the world title, but he needs something.
I mean, so is it?
He's got so much momentum right now going on with Swerve that I think this would be the perfect thing for him to win this entire tournament.
So it's absorbing titles. Does this create less titles?
It does. That's always a good thing, I feel. From my gathering, yeah, I believe they're going to get rid of the physical ROH and New Japan belts, and they're just having this Continental title. I don't know if this is going to be called the AEW Continental title because it's a Triple Crown. So I don't really know how that works. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with its Triple Crowns. So,
will it be defended in those other promotions too?
Totally. Yes, it will be.
That's what comes with the gig.
So
your predictions is going to be Swerve?
I think Swerve needs to be the one to win the tournament. I don't see anybody else that it would really benefit in this tournament. Let's see. Like I said, you've got Andrade. He's not really doing anything. Danielson doesn't. He's not going to win a belt. Danielson has already said he doesn't want to win a belt. Brody King, House of Black. He's not going to win a singles belt. I don't see anybody else in this except maybe Jay White. Jay White could be another one who could win this and get a lot of momentum from it. But I think Swerve has a better chance to win this tournament. And I think Swerve is done. No, he's not even signed yet.
Oh, man.
He's not signed until after January because he still has to finish up. Could have been. I think they're going to have bigger plans for Ospreay.
You're going to let the black man win? It's not a Vince show, so it could happen.
It could happen.
They're all 5-star matches. That's the end. That's the end goal. They got to be 5-star.
They've been pretty good so far.
The whole tournament with 5 stars.
Everyone was.
I don't see anybody in the tournament.
When do they start?
They've already started. They started on Dynamite and Collision.
Oh, cool! I'm going to watch it. I have it TiVo'd.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because you're gonna get all these different matches. It's not just It's not a tournament that you get one match in advance to the next round. Everybody fights everybody, and you've got Claudio and Danielson in the same bracket. They're teammates in the BCC. That's going to be a banger match. Claudio and Danielson, that's the match I'm looking forward to in this tournament.
That'll be fun. They're cool. I like them still. They're pretty intense. Willer Yuta, he won a title last night, didn't he?
Yeah, the ROH.
Good for him.
Yeah, he won that pure title from Shibata.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like you. I like that guy. The fucking Utah.
Wheeler,
What is his
Utah.
name?
Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler.
Yeah, the whole
Wheeler Yuta.
that whole combat club. You know, they stay together after Regal left, and I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
silly that they're still called the Blackpool. There's no one from Blackpool, England.
Yeah.
In them.
Nope.
But
None of them is.
It's cool. They're believable. They're all down for violence. They're all down for having some. They have good matches, and I like all of them when they were in. At least Brian and Claudio when they were in WWE. So when they showed up on AEW, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Claudio needs to come back to WWE because he had a good run under Vince's name. Imagine under Triple H.
Right? Yeah. Because
he had a good run, but Vince never saw anything in him, though.
But
Vince literally said, "I don't like your accent."
I don't like accent.
Like, you don't like his Swiss accent? That what makes him cool. I think that makes him cool.
Yeah. The Swiss Superman, bro. Fuck.
I like how the BCC is everybody can. There's no set heel or face in that group. They're all tweeners.
If I was Triple H, I would love to sign all of them one day and put that in WWE.
Moxley's in that too,
group?
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he ever goes back to WWE?
Well, I mean, he's going back to the Shield. If he goes back
as Moxley
to
or Dean Ambrose?
Dean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to go back doing another Shield reunion. I don't think he was too happy with the last one.
I don't think so either.
And
but that's still money.
It would be better. It would still be better under Triple H.
It's still nostalgia and money if they ever come back, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't be doing no stupid like putting a shot in my ass and wearing a gas mask on TV.
No,
he likes it.
That was so.
If they ever do that again, it has to be the best run ever because all of them got their main event runs. Imagine how that main event faction, like Roman Reigns, Rollins, and Moxley. God damn, like the most OP faction to be created again if all three come back together.
Hey man, Evolution had a late run. They all came back. If they did it, you know, Shield can definitely do it.
They had a good late run too. It wasn't a shitty run. Evolution, they did good when they came back.
Evolution is a
when
mystery.
They went up against the Shield. Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't too bad.
And Team Hell No.
Yeah, hell, that was who was that? Kane, Bryan, and
Kane and Danielson.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And speaking of tournaments, there's one in NXT too.
Yeah. I saw a commercial for that.
Oh, there's another one going on?
Yeah, I think Bradshaw's throwing out the bracket because he chose one of those
wrestling
country
god
boys to be part of it. Yeah, the wrestling god chose one of those country guys, and that guy beat Carmelo Hayes first round.
Oh wow! So what's this tournament for? Is it just bragging rights?
It's like a breakout tournament.
Oh, okay.
So what's his face is already out?
So yeah, Carmelo lost first round clean too.
Wow.
Does loser go home?
Guy's name
was it Brooks Jensen?
Is that the bigger one?
I don't. That's the only one I know is a cowboy.
I think the Jensen one is the brother. I think the other guy. Shit, I suck. I'm a bad junkie right now. I can't remember the Cowboys' names.
Come on, man. This is your show.
I know. I like them too because they had a little storyline with some girl that was trying to infiltrate their tag team, and they already have a valet girl that's like a Western girl.
It was Brooks Jensen's partner. It was Josh Briggs.
Yeah, Josh Briggs. There you go. He looks good. I think he could be something in the future.
I like him. He has a good look.
He's a good look, and I like how they built him up because JBL was like hyping it up, like, oh, I came from a tag team. This could be a chance to break out and become a wrestling god. And then like they went back to a vignette with him and like his promo, and it's like he's gonna take this chance and try to show the world that he could really go. And then they let him beat Carmelo Hayes. right off the bat. So that's pretty good, right?
And that's a good thing to say. Like, you beat the champion. You beat the former
Yeah,
IC
man.
champion.
And
He's been on the
so I'm
downward spiral, huh?
He's on his way out. I think he's on. They're letting him lose because I think they're gonna. I don't know why they're doing that because he's gonna go to the mainstream soon. But why you make him lose so much?
Yeah, there's got to be a better way to get him to the main roster.
Yeah, don't make him lose so much. It's like he's gonna be irrelevant on the main roster when he loses this much. He was like putting jerseys on the wall, and now he's like losing to random tag team partners. It's like, what the fuck? The booking's kind of weird on Mello, but hey, if he's helping other people get over, I can't hate it then, right?
Yeah, that is a part of the job, I guess, right? You gotta, depending on the situation.
Yeah, because Mello's well overdue. His time to go to the main roster should be anytime soon, right? Don't
Probably
you think
after
so?
WrestleMania.
Yeah. I think he probably should have already been called up, honestly. I think after
Rumble, maybe
he'll be in
Rumble
the Rumble
debut.
for sure. I think that's always a good opportunity.
Hopefully, he's at least the top last people in it. Don't let him like be in it and then get eliminated in the middle of it. That would suck.
Some people,
because I think Carmelo Hayes has the look, man. He has a look. He's a good in-ring worker. That's the best part. He has the charisma. So shit, he needs that. He needs a good run.
Is he world title, world universal undisputed champion material?
At the moment, no. I think he could grow to it, but I think he's right now. He could be Intercontinental or U.S. champion.
It depends if someone can move past that, right? Because
yeah, that's tough. Like WWE put a big pedestal for their world title belts, bro.
Yeah,
you need to be really the shit to rock that title.
Because Rollins and Reigns are your champions, man.
Rollins,
those are big shoes to fill.
Lesnar, come on, man. Those are tough shoes to fill. You gotta be larger than fucking life right now to be a world title holder.
Yeah, that's like the benefit of Reigns' 4-year run, right? It's like it's possible.
Yes.
They got to remind us that it's possible with any generation that someone can be that dominant as a champion. Where long time it starts to pile up, where it's like each match is like, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it?
And he did it with a lot of like being a badass and cheating.
What month and what PLE was that? Does anyone remember?
SummerSlam 2020, and he went with him right away.
That was like the launch of his heel character, and that's how we got to now. That's a 4-year. That's gonna be a 4-year run. Hopefully, I mean, I'm like betting and not betting on, but like I want to see Cody get his spot at WrestleMania and beat Roman Reigns. A main event, like a storyline, that's like for that to fall in WWE's laps, I think is great for them. They love that. You know, when they did Cena and Rock 2 years in a row for a title, when it's like Roman and Cody rematch for the title. This Cody gets his revenge an entire year later. He finishes the story. I think that'd be
yeah.
We're hoping he finishes the story.
Yeah. He needs to.
Or is it gonna be like a joke? I'm gonna finish the story one day.
I hope
that becomes his character. It's so hilarious.
He's gonna be old like his dad. Still trying to finish that story.
Well, guys, what do you think so far? I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
It was a good week of wrestling. One of the better ones. I think every week is getting better, right? Like, I feel like as a wrestling fan, every week is just getting better and better until we get to wrestling. Yes.
I agree. We're definitely, I think we're on an early road to WrestleMania here. Yes, Endeavor deal and Triple H taking over, things seem to they're slowly getting traction. Things are definitely slowly changing. Because, when's the last time, when would you ever have thought that CM Punk would be coming back, especially if Vince McMahon was still in charge?
And Orton at the same time.
And Orton, yeah. And we're getting a lot more storylines and storyline progression now as well.
Isn't it like the matches are a little shorter sometimes. Like that's like a Triple H thing, or there's less matches on a card too.
Less matches on a card.
Less matches.
I like that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to just throw a whole bunch of random matches onto the card anymore.
Yeah, hopefully WrestleMania is going to be more intimate instead of throwing so many matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the Under the Memorial Battle Royal, is just to get everybody a spot for WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's
and I don't mind that. That was a cool Battle Royal thing. They should do that every year. That's fine. But they should push
they should keep that to SmackDown.
Whoever wins it needs to get a push. Like, no one's really getting pushes from winning the Battle Royals.
No one's gotten anything from winning that Battle Royal at all.
No. It's kind of lame. Like,
Mojo Rawley won it, guys.
You know.
I should tell you everything.
Rawley, forgot about that guy. He's terrible.
Very terrible.
Well, guys, I think we're wrapping it up for the night.
It's a wrap.
See the Junkeez next time. See you.
Let's look forward to some wrestling tomorrow night, guys. Got Randy Orton and CM Punk on the same show.
Yeah. And look forward to our website. It's coming out. It's WrestlingJunkeez.com soon, right?
WrestlingJunkeez.com. It will be available very soon for everybody. So no more link trees, no more random QR codes. Everything will be straight there on Wrestling Junkeez.
Nice.
Yeah. See you next week, guys.
See you later, guys. Have a good night.